Okay, if you are in 7 Excel, we are working from the Advanced 2 textbook. If you are in Math 8, we are working from the Course 3 textbook. We are doing Lesson 5.2, Example 2, and it can be found on page 211. Okay, so this is what we did yesterday, only there's going to be one additional step. So let's take a look at this word problem. You buy a total of 50 turkey burgers and veggie burgers for $90. You pay $2 per turkey burger and $1.50 per veggie burger. Write and solve a system of linear equations to find the number of X turkey burgers and the number of Y veggie burgers you buy. Okay, so they're telling me X equals turkey burgers, Y equals veggie burgers. And we need to write a system of equations for this. Well, they told me turkey burgers plus veggie burgers equals 50 total burgers that we sold. We sold 50 turkey and veggie burgers, okay? Then they're also telling me it's $2 per turkey burger, which means multiplication, plus $1.50 per veggie burger, that's multiplication, equals $90 worth of burgers sold. So up here, I have X's and Y's, but here I've got turkeys and veggies. Well, my turkeys are X's, so I'm going to change all of my turkeys to X's, and my veggies are Y's, so I'm going to change my veggies to Y's. Okay, so here's my system of equations that we're going to solve with substitution, except in neither of these equations do I have an isolated variable. So I'm going to take the easiest equation to work with, and it looks like this one. And I'm going to isolate a variable. So I want to isolate X. I'm going to subtract Y here, and I'm going to subtract Y here. So I now have X equals 50 minus Y. Okay, so now I have an isolated variable. Here's my variable. This is what it's equal to. I can bring down my second equation. And this is exactly what we did yesterday. Since X is equal to 50 minus Y, I can substitute 50 minus Y for X. So I have 2 times 50 minus Y plus $1.50Y equals 90. So I'm going to solve this just like I would any other equation. I'm going to distribute. 2 times 50 is 100. 2 times negative Y is negative 2Y plus $1.50Y equals 90. Okay, I'm going to combine my like terms. So 100, negative 2Y plus $1.50Y is going to be negative 0.50Y. Equals 90. I want to isolate Y, so I'm going to get rid of this 100, use inverse operations to get rid of this 100. What I do to one side, I must do to the other. I still want to isolate my Y, so I'm going to divide by negative 0.50. What I do to one side, I must do to the other. use a calculator. Y equals a negative and a negative is positive, and 10 divided by 0.5 is 20. So y equals 20. Yay! But we're only half done. I'm going to come back up here to my original equations. I'm going to pick the easiest one to work with. And I'm now going to substitute this for my y. So I have x plus 20 equals 50. So I want to isolate x. I'm going to get rid of this 20, use inverse operations to get rid of that 20. What I do to one side, I must do to the other. X equals 30. Okay, so we know a solution for a system of equations is always an x and a y, right? But here we're talking about turkey burgers and veggie burgers. So my x is equal to 30 and my y is equal to 20. Let's go back up here to our key. X is turkey. So my x is turkey and y is veggie. So my y is veggie. So my solution is we sold 30 turkey burgers and 20 veggie burgers. 30 turkey burgers and 20 veggie burgers for a total of $90. Here's the solution right here. So this is just like what we did yesterday, with the exception of first having to manipulate this equation to isolate the variable. This is what we're adding right here. So we're having to rearrange this equation so that we have an isolated variable. So let's do one more of those. Let's do one more. Okay. We sell lemonade for $2 per cup and orange juice for $3 per cup. You sell a total of 100 cups for $240. Write and solve a system of linear equations to find the number of cups of lemonade and the number of cups of orange juice you sold. Okay, so we're dealing with lemonade and orange juice. Okay, so let's say X equals lemonade and Y equals orange juice. So the first thing they're telling us is we sold lemonades plus orange cups of lemonade plus cups of orange juice for a total of 100 cups. And we sold the cups for $2 per lemonade, which is multiplication, plus $3 per orange juice, which is multiplication, and we sold $240. Now we've got lemonades and orange juices here, which can be kind of confusing. We don't want to think they're ones or zeros. So we said lemonade is X. So I'm going to change my lemonades to X's. And we said orange juices are Y's. So I'm going to change my orange juices to Y's. That way we don't get confused. Now, this is a system of equations that we're going to use substitution to solve. But I don't have an isolated variable. So I'm going to take a look at this first equation because it looks like the easiest to work with. And I'm going to isolate a variable. So I want x to be by itself. So I want to get rid of this y. I'm going to use inverse operations to get rid of this y. What I do on one side, I must do to the other. So I now have x equals 100 minus y. Now I can bring down my second equation. 2x plus 3y equals 240. And this was a y, sorry. Now I can substitute this for my x right here. So I have 2 times 100 minus y plus 3y equals 240. And now I'm going to solve this equation just like I would a normal equation, okay? Distributive property, 2 times 100 is 200. 2 times negative y is negative 2y plus 3y equals 240. Now I'm going to combine like terms. So I've got 200, negative 2y plus 3y is going to be positive 1y equals 240. I want to isolate my y, so I'm going to use inverse operations to get rid of that positive 200. I'm going to subtract 200. What I do to one side, I must do to the other. Y equals 40. Yay, y equals 40, except I'm only half done. I'm going to take I'm going to look at my original equations and take the easiest one to work with. X plus y equals 100. And now I'm going to substitute this for my y. Okay, so I now have x plus 40 equals 100. I need to isolate x. So I'm going to use inverse operations to get rid of this 40. What I do to one side, I must do to the other. X equals 60. Yay, I have x's and y's. And we know that the solution is always an x and a y, right? So my x equals 60 and my y equals 40. But we were talking about cups of lemonade and cups of orange juice. So let's go back here and look at our key. X was lemonade. So my x is lemonade. My y was orange juice. So y is orange juice. So we sold 60 cups of lemonade and 40 cups of orange juice. Okay?